Dan shikar yamai madadak sir sensaksem ipasilen taneten tak lai shiba kan kada libaje sensaksem jang the seleni yoker klan taneten tak lai shiba longmisa baptist saruku youth ministry kan ka Delhi au baptist saruku youth ministry ibaje akir klan sensaksem jagize anongchi asunuki ibaje meratai temua sungwa akize sarasadama adadida ibaje tamasa shisamer Taunungi Tanzaka Asunugi, Tsungram Laniba, Aser to Mua Zimisha Sarstans, Atama, Yangi, Mrs. Muakamla, Choir Master, Isamyung Baptist Aruku, Lanam, Laizanga Sarastans, Mabangakatser.
Asunukten, Tsungram unungi, Tunang Sangan Nuklangka, Mitzer Ti nungi, Tukungkar Yamayaznger, Nisung Shia, Shibai Kibuba Tsungan Tsupur, Shibai Pa Lamang Chajar, Pa Tepelatze, Kuchiyong, Nekut Aki, Zisindat Pa, Nai Achitze, Na Tepelatze Alitze, Asur Neden Chunga Alitze. Achiang, Kibuba Tsungan Tsibuba Nisungji Yamachi Alitze. Ibai Tsungram Olir, Tsungramo Azangba Changa, Asunuk Ajak Muachang. Asunuk Ten Sara Sedamdi. Tumia Muba Ninam Tenang Sang Asur, Tutushi Achak Akatsur. Turuk Buba ABAM Youth Ministry, Triennial Conference. Tanin buba sundong ipa mabangdashi akidit sisa. Tsungram na tao chiunuk madak teperili dak tsuba so chiunuk inanam tenang sanga katsura. Yasung nung itinzaka ipa sundong akiung arudang takuk manongdang temua tsimanongdang nay ania aruko unuki nadang pelar. Tang ipa mabang nung itinzaka ano unuki sundong shilam ka. Akiung autse tsungram na unuk tenang nay unuk mua chang. Nay uzi auli lanurdam kangadang miyammerda atang chino unuki angatata. Anu manini tanya yangi. Nay miyamba ne lanurdam rongnongye. Nay temua zidam chindidang atuk taksha. Sembeta jonga katerdam. Takuk tulo angordam lemang palala nong nay mua zibadam asushi unuki ne tenang asangara. Tana idam lanurdam ay ka rongnongye uzi auli lanurdam parnok ni sung terdashi. Nay parnok aniba, nay parnok takam muat seba, parnok takam nungi takuk utsidem lem sadap sa sushi kui naka parnok yangi arwalir. Neto nga sangar parnok takam dem asushi unuki pelar, parnoki shilam akiba changa, yangi lanurdam kui naka sindabalir, tarut sa sushi tiamla tasin nay unuk nem akachang, achiuda parnoki shilam akiba changa. Temua tse takuk temlem sadapa changa unuk temua tse akitse tanga zakpa chindia kitse tsangam nai sim tangang danadang mabisya sara sedamer tang iba mabang nungi tenzaka kicha asir lukti balala ige kenadan ba changa saya achanga asir pi takam utsidem lem sadapa changa shilam balala kiungaudang tsangam ne tau chi tadam ba unuk madak tenali dakchang ni yangi unuk conference hall nong sindabalir dem achak Temua tse tanga zakpa kabo sa penerang iba kilembok nungi au tse. Jangan nai tang iba mabang nungi tenzekar. Anu ngali iba mabang dem acak nong. Ne tau ciunuk madak tenali rakcang ne dah. Nenam dang iba sendi mabang ta jonga sosiano mana ni tenang sanga keca. Ne tiari leni ba mesia sara sedemeroba. Nai guda mulongar acuda nai mulongba madang sang. Amen.
Tangi ba mabangong asunup tana tentak lai shiba lungmisa Baptist Aruku Youth Ministry iba sundong akitzer na madadang traffic control la changa yangi information kamada doctor item kariya ain shitza dama mabishir Lozi Grant Aiden NL02C 9063 Aldo Gaden NL01 B5321 Asar Preza NL02 CA3161 Bolero NL02 C6111 Item karitam nya no parking nunglir anungji yemli pilama ibaya ain shitze na bishir kangadang pelar dang iba mabangdong tana tendak lai shiba lungmisa Baptist Aruku Youth Ministry nam mabangakatser
Tana asin megata alipa kupanong asin lichin lia autsi ama binamba lima kutang asuki kan reprang zaka yungtir ipaya tunung ratsi aki singalir kupa manani ainer kupa ajanga anakuapen asin takam kanga ayunga kantatsir saka ipa ayunga litantatsi panong Asnoki tana tentak lai shiba alimatem metemdanga bitakam reprang sya ipa saya ajanga metemdangti alimanong nisuk takam kalia autang tensa tia palala ajur yangi asnoki takam nong dachisesa alimanong kumaka alir aji amor Artificial intelligence, Mr. Technology, Akitapa Angwer. Abijim's Shin Ka Tenet no, Kipupan Supupachi, Shisatsu, Titan Zugdab, Dasha Angwer. Anongchi Asnok Tana Tentak, Shisatsu, Angwutsu, Atamaji, AI robot, Azurglan technology, Taknumi Master Saga, Asentiang Lord Singer Numi, Sarasatama, Shisatsu, Mishiti Aruma. Ipayang Master Saga, Asnoki Tana Tentak Rebrantanga, Zimmermi Mimchernam, Akatsupa, Shisatsu, Aki, Young Lutitabanam, Amukbang Tangzer, Anaku Atuk Apen, Alimar Tatsubanam, Tanam Tanami, Atsir Utatsir. Alimar Shisatsu, Samra Samchi Watitabano, Anagusha Tapukwa Sitang, Asimimchir Chichiba, Tadalar Chungzi Asir Tadalar Shisatsu, Amudang, Laishiba, Sinzaka Tuksiba Amur. Saka Tenang Sankan, Luklang Kasir Tertubu, Luklang Kasir Kubono, Kibuba Uji Asin Sin Asushi Milan, Asir Asin Lamang Asushi Lir Shia Amur. Anongchi Lanutem, Con Addiction Tam Nungibo, Lai Shiba Addiction, That City. Item Yalia Ka Anu Asnuki, Utang Reprang Dear, Alima Waranga Ama. Shirangpa mapakalir Asir Tamangertan bi Aruku Tutser Para churches nung sama auba ay kanang nil Ipa saku tamang tintim Asir
parnuk matang taputap, mesra parnuk tekalam. Kerja ser ni kipupa temashipa ne tsengram yer. Na aser ni shipata tamang ka aputak tse asinuki tane shimer. Tsengrami asinuk pa misekpa nong yanglo. Aser ipa takamya tsengram tenlaki ka ama alitse pai mulung pa yer. Saka asinuki tane kutang reprang zaka yuktir lai unong lipuk ka metser tenet nong zingrami pa musekpa nong titser aser tupur yang lo dasya alipa ama masin saka asenam ucalan nu menten nong alidang nungi titser aser tupur ka ama tiata alipa ayak nong sasa tumulong mesi asen ayak melensi tane muze acanga yang tutete aser arugutemi kasa atse apung alitse melapa dia aki meneper alipa mapakano tane lalu temi meteta alitse bakaji zengermi tupur aser tutser tang yang zengermi transgender mianglo itemi pedang teta alitse merangti aser ipang mesekpano yang lupa pas sewang shime asushi iti Paji aliang aser aji tuyuk dasya angwer uji pa musut ziji asen auli lanur kurit seji alunga item ajak ya asnuki kutang reprang langtir item tataluk paten tanga kejaki masa saka ifisa nong sya alipa ama ifisa trok kalungaki bezenong Chernuri Tsirapur Tashi Angatsisha Alipa Mepenshipa Achangalir Asinok Lanutim Ya Tenang Sangkan Luklangka Sertenet Asimnong Asinok Ya Tsirmer Simang Tashalir Aser Ipaji Metsengar Reta Litetsi Atama Asinok Chernuri Tim Lamang Chachadi Tana tetak nong tim tushi aika liya kasa item betentang bakar acanga asunuki tsengrung nong tera yanga maluma acanga ataluker dasima angor anongji policy ana trok nuki tenet nong anongji nuki pichi ta risa isuji
Saya dulu ajanga dulu kayong zuknung kangalang pelar Sangrami lungmisa Baptist or Youth Ministry manani mua changma Tang asunuki kanka nga shize Delhi au Baptist Youth Ministry nam mabang akatser
Hello. Check.
Oh Lord, my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the worlds thy hands have made, I see the stars, and I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. And when I think that God his Son not sparing sent him to die, I scarce can take it in, that on that cross my burden gladly bearing, he bled and died to take away my sins. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Ni anitse patana ben arutang hukudaka ni pela alitse itang china kelema ayem tense huketsengrem nakuda tunduli itang chiken like na tenner ketsengrem kuda dulu itang chiken like na tenner.
mi mungdang sangardam achak manani mo achama.
Wow. Sangam dinang kangadang asanger. Asin auzer awarnam simbata jong agatsa bangudang. Sangam dinang kangadang asanger. Sangar miya numanani na takam aser. Dazang ba watang aser takam tarutsi. Watang dam mua changma. Asunugi tang iba mabangdong sensaksam mabang akitse. Aser iba nung anirchi. Dr. Limasna Chamir. La ya umazer lir aser Assistant Professor Fazalali College nung inyakar. Sangrami asan la nurdam yaritza adama thana kangadang nuputa chungka muaz badama sangram dinang mananya sangar aser kangadang mazing ya libata kam ka saga asan aula nurdam yaritza aser yamachi nupu akiner da sabama yangi ne nupu arua kyatan badama kangadang pelara tang nung ishir iba mabangya iba sundung sensaksam sundung akitza adama lanam pentanga katser.
Hello everyone. Takum utsi sensaksam nongatansi kuina karuku nongachak bela kizker. Tanaiba sensaksam sundungnong asen lanurdam pi aliba sempet aser pi changraba aser pi merangai nyakpa janga panuk takam nong jinjang tachung yang lura lirdam panuk therda she asnuk ten aratinalir. Aser iba sensaksam mapang nungya panuk therdenje asnuki kakan da sensaksam je. Yangi lanurdum ay kadang sindabalir aser yangi atwa sensaksam jepurja lanurdum nangai kalir anung jamangar iba sensaksam changa asnuk lanurdum talia chungshitze. I believe that this session will inspire the many young youths who are seated here, and I look forward to a very fruitful session with everyone who will be participating as resource person. Paruk terda siya asnuk tenalir mizang bubanong ni kakan da parnok chakatze aser sensaksam dia akyautze mezang bubanong Miss Dempsey Clover la den sensaksam la stage matudang ni lai nang tatsaka shiner. Dempsey Clover is a singer-songwriter from Dimapur, Nagaland, a self-taught artist. She draws inspiration from the emotions, surroundings, and everyday experiences of life. Her first single, Confession of a Bipolar Mind, was released in 2019, which earned her the Best Upcoming Artist Award in 2019, and since then she has garnered multiple accolades and has also lent her expertise as a mentor in various competitions in Nagaland. Tana Snukten, Dempsey Clover Aralier, I would like to welcome her on stage. Let us all give her a round of applause. Hi, Salamaje. Thank you for being a part of the session. Nai udang nindang tatsaka shizuna asnok sindapalir damna. A brief introduction of yourself.
Tamasa, tsungamdam tunang sangagatser, and ipa mong katulu mo atsunong apam nama kangapalabam baditakser. I see a lot of men and women full of wisdom and grace and talents, and it gives me so much honor to be here to share a small part of my life with you all. And by introduction, we can just start with some questions.
Asnok tane nang session ji awa kia sizu jungli mongsen nagomis English acha kia sizu na, so that asnok so that we are not lost in translation. Mr. Buba question, the first question that I would like to ask you is, what inspired you to pursue music as a career?
Music for me, when I was growing up, and ever since I was 3 years old, I think, and when my teachers would ask me, class I would always say singer. And that time, that passion was still with me. And as it grew, the passion became bigger and bigger. And I won't say music is a career for me. It's basically like a lifestyle, because 90% of my day, I'm always doing something related to music. So I wouldn't like to put it as a career, because Nagaland industry no music na bus malya da. Any musicians ko na shigalir? Can I see your hands? No musicians here. Yes. So all of us, we can relate, right? So yeah, I would like to say that music for me is a lifestyle for now, and yeah, not a career.
Okay, naitangji music industry nang Ashiba dongji, just related to that. How do you feel about the current state of the music industry, especially for young emerging artists in Nagaland?
Iba topic ya. I was in one of the session panel talk at Lighthouse Church with one of my good friend Abdon. He was also there, and iba same topic ya tang chumbi ako. And it's crazy how Nagaland is so rich right now, not just in terms of music, but entrepreneurship or anything related, that the gifts that you have, the soil is so fertile, you know. Why is because tang yang entertainment industry ya established kangawo mas Nagaland. But for us, a lot of us here, musicians and artists, and not just musicians, artists, but entrepreneurs, anyone, the soil is so fertile that you can have your own plot of land. So I would like to encourage, even for me, as I'm saying this, I would like to encourage myself and all my friends here, if this is something that you feel like you're called to do, and if you feel like this is something that you should do, please do it, because the land in Nagaland is so fertile right now.
Asnok sasaksam asunang, I would like one question from the crowd. Crowd ningi question kaka gitse for every individual. Anong ji nunugi rakta badang question ji asung dang dakter sanga crowd nong ji kadang akizina. So at this moment, I would like to give the time if there is any question that you'd like to ask her from the crowd. One question. Last question that I would like to ask you, like, how do you see yourself in the coming years with the kind of industry that we have, especially the entertainment industry in Nagaland? How do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years?
Okay, that's a very broad question, and I have a lot to say. Tamasa, for me, I know that I meant to do this. I meant to make music, and I want to continue doing this by the grace of God. And I'm also convicted that this is my calling. And yes, I am a secular musician, but I believe that we need Christians outside of the church. And provided that I'm rooted with God, rooted in Christ. And hunok tang iba seminar conference ng team ama, I've been so blessed through all the speakers, through yesterday and today also. And for me, I don't see Nagaland as my one pit stop. I would like to see on a broader scale. And God has provided me opportunities with a lot of good musicians outside of the state. One was Toshiki Soejima. He's a Japanese guitarist, and I got to make some songs with him. And that was such a crazy moment for me. And just like that, Nagaland is just not my pit stop, and I plan to go further. And I'm convinced that this is my calling and this is what I want to do. And I also want to encourage all my friends here, especially the musicians, songwriters. I know a lot of you are here. I would like to encourage that if you're convinced, if you're convicted that you should do something with it, not just hide it. So that's my encouragement.
Thank you so much. Can we all give her a hand? Thank you. Our next guest is Miss Im Kong Nakla. She is the ESC of Longling District. I would like to welcome her on stage. While she comes up on stage, a video will be displayed. I would like everyone to please enjoy the video also.
verification team, the Tubashi, and also another person. We finally went back to our DC office. This is our Deputy Commissioner office in Longling District. So this is my office room. I sit here and I used to process the file.
Longling District nung ESC lain dang video nung ji sound maru manjegi dang mapangin toka ji ja play masine laya administrator khalir aser administrator khaji ba kum asra kamna sinungbo ba competitive exams achanga kambalir NPSC nung dang clear asba mas saka lai UPSC dina clear salir na laya kangchang zerlir aser tang pa Longling nung she's posted there. Thank you so much. Na kangadang lamang talang nungi arugo asaring yaratin de batuma pelarje. I'll straight away ask you a few questions. Na mazong baba question ji. The first question that I would like to ask you is, what is the most valuable lesson that you have learned during your UPSC preparations, and would you like to share that with others, the most valuable lesson that you have learned?
Tamasa, I would like to thank ABAM for putting me here, because I feel like I'm not worthy to be here, but I really thank God and also the people who made this program. So thank you so much. And then the video that I sent, there was sound there, but I think there is some problem with that. And secondly, I am from Yimchin Kimong village, and my mom is Longchang village. Actually, it's an embarrassment for me not being able to speak in Ao now. I really like people who speak in Ao. Saga, this is like an extempore speech, like whatever that she asked the question, I have to reply na. So I feel like I can speak much more fluent in English, so I think it's fine even if I speak in English. Question G. What is the most valuable lesson that I've learned? I have learned a lot of things. I've given both in PSC and UPSC. I have cleared both exams. In PSC, I got Secretariat Assistant in my first attempt. Then second attempt, I got EEC rank 1. And I also gave UPSC. I got Indian Police Service. So, Shingaya gadang in PSC zulang, UPSC zulang da machina, but it was my desire to write this exam. So the most valuable lesson that I've learned is that it's all about patience. I've learned about patience, And I understood my purpose in life. I knew that every one of us are special. We have a purpose. God has put all of us for a purpose in this world. And I feel like my purpose can be fulfilled if I write this exam. That's why I did that. I went through a lot of challenges. I used to go to Delhi alone and write the exam. I was working in the secretariat, and despite that, I have to come back from office and then study for the exam. And despite all this, I learned that it's all about you having a good relationship with God. Because people will be thinking that once we clear the exam, there's no problem. There's no other problems, so I got na. But the most important thing and the lesson is that to have good relationship with God. And also after I got cleared the exam, UPSC, I got IPS. Actually, I accepted IPS, but I left it because I got West Bengal Qatar. And I always feel that it will be such a hypocrite if I serve somewhere else in West Bengal. That is why I left it and I came back to EEC. I'm being posted in EEC, I'm enrolling as an EEC, but I feel like EEC is like a missionary, like because you are being with the people, with the grassroots people. So it's all about God's relationship with God, and also after clearing the exam, it's not that I didn't want to be IPS, I wanted to be IPS, but I didn't get Nakaling Qatar. So the most important thing again is, no matter what happens in life, there are so many things we can't control, no matter how much we give our best. But if you believe that God is in control, that we're all accountable to God, and we are here in this world only for a short period of time, that will make you happy and you can face anything in life. So I'm happy that I've gone through this process. Thank you.
So you seem like you have gone through a lot of challenges, and then by UPSC clear, sir, IPS adok, saka IPS bilan by EAC yang choose as from what we can learn from what she says is that by asinok nupurang tanzak na bagi, na yang ara tanzakara majina, which is something very good. Asinok lanor ay kadang competitive exams ay kadang agat sa zimrangar, and then there are so many people out there who are struggling and who are also preparing so much for so many competitive exams that are there out there. That's the what advice can you give to the many young aspirants?
So yeah, I would like to tell everybody, don't just go for a competitive exam just because somebody is forcing you, like your parents is forcing you to give competitive exam. Here there are 10 of us, and I really was like admiring Uti Imkong. He is from Dreams Unlimited, the talent that he have, no? So if somebody is forcing you to do it, then it's better you understand your talent and go for it. But if you really want to write this competitive exam and if you really want to clear it, then it's like the first answer that I give. It's like the society may see this and that. When you fail, it's not easy, right? In the first attempt, second attempt, you may fail. But you need to understand that you are doing this not just because you love studying or not just because for fame, but you want to use this platform to serve God, to serve the people. And when you have that understanding, then you can overcome anything. It's the challenge to write in the process of the exam is not easy. You may face failures, but despite all that, if you have an understanding that you want to serve people in God through this platform, then you can have that. So that's the advice that I'd like to give to those people who are preparing for competitive exams.
Okay, along with that advice, is there any one tip that you'd like to give them in their process of preparation?
Okay, so we teach actually, we have an institute called Toppers Academy, and we teach there. And all the people who have cleared the exam used to teach there, because what we have realized is that it's not just about the hard work, but you need to have smart work. So you need to enjoy the process of studying. Studying is boring, of course, but I used to imagine that I'm from political science, international relations, optional. So I used to think that Aristotle is like my friend, Taka, and so on. So you have to enjoy the process. You have to Because either you cry in study or either you laugh in study, right? It depends on you. So you just have to think, you really have to go into that. When you're preparing for the exam, give you 100%, right? So I want you guys to have smart study, not just study boring things, but you need to have study friends, you need to ask questions to them, you need to form a circle, and you need to make the process of studying interesting. So I want you guys to focus on smart study rather than just only hard work.
Thank you. Is there any question from the audience? Like, I would take one question if there is any. Any competitive exam aspirants who would like to ask questions? Yeah, the song dang nervo. I had a little saga munuktak to der aliza gugna.
So you can ask question if you want, because among Naga people feel shy, right? So I think this is the one reason where we are not moving forward also.
Nunuki asong dang ner saga masong tang to diali no wade. Iba session tomorrow you can always approach them, our resource persons for the day, and you can have an interaction session with them. Aja udang share you today. Daji tang session nong yeboni udang mapangin dong question ji kita masang dang no. Tomorrow nang you can just approach them and ask questions to them personally. That's it. Thank you so much for joining us. I think your life is an inspiration for many out there, and we hope that na taruzunong ikaw dang ji tachong badang tulubadang outzi baji unuki imlar. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Our next guest is a very interesting person. Mr. Imkong Angba, he is an entrepreneur based in Kohima, and he is a butcher. So I would like to welcome him on stage, and while he comes up on stage, a short video will be played. I hope everyone will enjoy it. Asne kidang video nongji pa anukushi kichi nyakari by nangji ngogona. So tangje asne ki pa ji kichi professional ler aji meta to gogo. Before I go into all the questions, ni udang mapadenji sindak pa no question tamakar asang nang na. Or better, na idang udang anukushi na nindang mapa nongji. How do you start your day and how do you end your day? Iba nangji asinongoda.
Tamasa keteneng tahu uzi neng inukwa amsiwa teneng adama abang tem teneng sangatser. Dari iba platform ya ni budget business inak tang kabai arugui kenem loan agaza untuk macam merasim first project neng kabai arugui loan agaza. Iba tenzakau ba tanah dasi kamti buba inakar aja dema kabar dema pelawan mati taksir. Aji butcher alapaya, I think it has a traditional business. There traditional business inak pa nungji tang I need to choose uci deng inak sang palamare ba deng inak sang. That's a big question from my side. And then since kabai lo nagaje, it's connected through with God also again. So traditional business ji benar uzu aja orang uci neng nak baji tan dasi iba berdeng aliwaya ni orang tenung sangat aja. And then I choose the right path, and then sorting system it's a traditional business. So kinang business inapat udang sorting system ni am sure udang tuglak rate palaga. And then since it's a traditional business, I give bonus aji bonus agazer traders tama rate palaga agazer. There aksi nung udang is one of the dirtiest job. Aji anu tardi bintul baji tisinema menemer ibaja rate ja udang kumdia ya agazer. Tarnu special ja like all sorting system am sure je. Tarnu back to udang naganang tradition je undi kidang tamojong ba am sure je. Palamari ba nang kana atok seller anu udang kiji sinira je udang palamari ba nang kiji gali nung satsoram nang orda aja kana tinseller. So it's all about nung tagai nak seba. Tar uchini nak seba. Uchini nak baje udang tanda dashi ini platform tulba or baje uchini ngada ni song nang teng sang sa je. Thank you so much.
Asnok lanur demade question ka asndang na taing kamar kichi kamner das nong no shingaya ni shial proka kamner na bo mashiza lizana I believe na sakas nok tanyangi a very successful butcher is here with us na that's really we will take full advantage of this today. Ni na asndang namaji what is the most rewarding part of being a butcher?
The most rewarding part is like ke sasa ni lonja kabaruga ya je. The decision is like rewarding je. Tasmayuk baji. That's the most rewarding. Tanu customer demya like palama mamari. Ulang customer interaction alang palama mamari tanadasin nugi business inadat paya. Our again tangpuna uda koimanga. A lot of tribes magi ashibaji. One of the most rewarding asarno tasmayuk baji like. Aja orang reward jiwang jang serundang tenang asar aja.
Along with the reward, the noga challenges I kali za songdona. So, what's the biggest challenge that you face, especially as a young entrepreneur and also a young butcher, and how do you try to overcome these challenges?
Challenges ji tang siapa ji like the challenges aji orang tang kasa. One of the biggest challenges is tasmayuk baje. It's a livestock business nje asudang ji capital nasar aje. And then it's a livestock, so handling is very important. Aji ajak nje like a lot of physical work ji nuntagra ado unung business indang motive baje. We usually go to Dimapur or Khatkati Assam nje trade hadang je. We usually like sacrifice our time. Among dang benar, it's a livestock business. So among dang benar je. There's a lot of challenges with the Assam police, like the factions. Ano iba ajak tungji orang ucineng inak pa asal orang ucineng inak ano deal yang wa benar ba. Anu business benar orang je. Asbaji one of the most important thing. Aji isi kau ini tasbay ayo kau aji. As an entrepreneur, the biggest challenges, the decision I give like one of the biggest challenge I've ever faced, and still it's going on. Like the challenge I did is like I have made a commitment with God that I will never sell the dead pigs. And then our colleagues, team members, transport let's try and sell it. It's a commitment with God. So I have a tupur jodang alang dong aji me orang tas malapsa dan orang aji malapur. That's the biggest challenge. And then I've been working hard for that also again. Thank you.
Challenges ji alinonga you're still continuing with your business, which means that it's growing. Nah, sir, I'm sure it is profitable. Now, if there is anyone in the crowd, I mean, there might be someone who would want to become a butcher also. Nah, asunok lanor dam ay kha chukula ak tang masida da sir dam ya ay kha ler song do na ak masma ji dang masida no ak alpara kamnar li za song do. So in case if there is anyone who would want to become a butcher here, now, what advice would you give them to become a butcher?
Thank you. Thank you for the question again. As a butcher, like it's one of the dirtiest job. and it's related with the traditional also. So like one of the dirtiest job, hygienic was important, and then the hygienic was number one, cleanliness, health is wealth. Best right now, so health is wealth, so very hygienic, and then like nutritional food implement and then it's a good sleep. I give challenge like you need to sleep power nap or like power nap is around 20 minutes to 1 hour also in a day. Like the point is like hygienic, nutritional food, sleep is very important. So we used to wake up early in the morning. So like I call up my team as an early bird. Workload Monday to Friday is like we work for minimum 2 hours to 4 hours. And then on Saturday is like a business day. So Saturday we work for around 6 to 7 hours. There one team member and then one of the most business in expecting tools is very important. Tools the tools is very important. Yeah, tools is very important. Thank you.
One last question. Shiba Mando, Trapuri, Tanuri Aika, Uzribo, Sheila Bernard conducted the mean Daxidana, that's her Aika, the Nakitia Garnas, Dangshi, Alberta, Shidangi, maybe a snow society, Nongje, Karibu Dang. Is there any sort of discrimination or look down? Has there been any cases like that, or has there been only encouragement? The experience so far.
Like I have faced a lot of things, but the only thing like I do is like we are designed as a human. God designed as a human to work. When you work, every aspect of life, anything, even driver also, whatever you want, we were designed to work. Like there is no so I just focus on that thing, and then if you stay back, you will stay back only there. But hard work is the choice. That's it.
Hard work is a choice. Please note that. Thank you so much, Kanganong Pilar. Are you all being inspired by all these stories? Jangartama mandar side, na? Ano ay kalir ko, no? Our next guest is Miss Chupalamla Kichu. Uzar matamter kalir, na? I'd like to welcome her on stage. She is the founder, owner, proprietor, salesperson, marketer of Purum Jewelry. Please enjoy the video. Chupalamlaya Purum Jewelry, Chipaitan Zakpalier. Question I ask Nanga Moda, by nang video nong do, line ng video nong no line perum jewelry jiba health setbacks ta maliba changa tanzakpa da khazula lerna. So we would like to know more, how did you actually begin with this journey? How did it start? Kuma tanzakar na yun kan share us dina.
Hello everyone. Ashamaji katunong chubalamla. First of all, thank you so much ABAM for giving me this opportunity to share my story as an entrepreneur so far. Success story ta okay, saka asnok successful person ka behind je ni amangaw nok butumber ma ajak ibaba painful story ka kabosa lize iba ma je ka takama the reason behind why I choose to become or end up as an entrepreneur. Actually, this was not my dream. This was not what I wanted to become. My dream was to become a teacher, but I ended up as an entrepreneur. But I'm happy. I'm enjoying my job. 2016 nong iba ba journey yatin zak where ni college mabang nong ni temang nong ta shimait kara janga college mazong tsakam that's as a young person, as everyone seated here, we all have dreams. That's imagine we used to get clothes from my friends and family. My dad passed away when we were very small, and my mom, as a middle-class family, it was not possible for us to buy Christmas clothes every year. So my creativity spirit was always with me. Then in that year, 2016, it was just the journey was just from hospital to hospital to my bedroom most of the time. Then 2017 came, and I will say Burma is a miracle. 2017 was an eye-opening year for me. That time I found my passion, and finally my hobby turned into my job. Tasir ko master iba ba hobby a job jagi turn as das nongbo ni ashiwa madono kangadang middle class family liase. Ta tangari sushi agaziba do ni tanoras damo kangat matilang lesa ode. So that time I used to stitch those clothes. So I, not with machine of course, just draft off the high stitch. And my favorite thing was to put bows on every cloth. I used to put on slippers as well. And on 2017, I started making hair clips. Of course, not to sell, but just to give to my friends and family. With that bow, clip no jab bow je, yung first design je na. Then my friends and my family they asked me to start a business on this. So that's how I come up with this venture, and it's been 8 years.
8 years nungji, chupalaji kanang. Her business has grown so much in these 8 years, and we have seen that because we come from the same town. Dasirbo ipajidang masipa awards ay kadang walir na as a young woman entrepreneur. Dasirpa indang area of entrepreneurship di jewelry nang lerna. Najini udang related to that, I would like to ask how do you stay creative and innovative in this industry, because jewelry making it's a growing industry. That's it. How do you remain creative, innovative, and different from everybody else?
Jewelry market has grown a lot, expanded a lot in this 3-4 years, I think. Not only in Nagaland, but here in Mokokchung as well. And sometimes, to be honest, it's very discouraging and challenging as well. That's yung I try to understand how to sell my products in this competitive world. That's certainly titi katamlono ayawaje. Of course, there are many jewelry makers in any field. There will be tanga usata setas yunga as entrepreneur la inonje. Tiangor ay kanang alize iba maji. We all have our own creativity skills. Asno kacha own designs there iba maji. Customer point of view ja parno ina test ja palala. Daje I think that's one thing I always keep in mind that posts me up. And one other thing is that whenever I face this kind of problem, there is always a group of women in my life. My mom, my sister, my 3 aunties, they always push me up in such a way that, like I suddenly come up with at least 5 or 6 designs every month. And that's some little secrets that BAM is going smoothly so far.
Alright. Ninang video nung do, you started selling your jewelry with the help of it started with the help of the community, as in earlier after social media nung ta katsaler song do na das no our in ang community je we are very close knitted na kinangar ka business ka tanzok no first po atya no dimyang achak alimar song do na je, so maybe it somehow started like that. Na that's it. Thang ya bo jugo na kamti da siya our kalenji. How do you market your jewelry, and what strategies have worked best for you to reach your audience or customers?
Shishi lumbaba yemya method palala ay kanang lier, and ni bo ka shishi lumbaba since I don't have a physical store, I sell through online platforms only. One thing that I do is I come up with at least, as I said, 5-6 designs every month that will make my page active and reach to many other people. Secondly, ni kangabo advertisement nung sinmendokar. Instead, I spend that money on the quality of the product and keeping the price minimal. And the last one would be I used to go to pop-up shops as much as I can. Today also we have our team, so kindly check our products, and if you don't want to buy also, just take a picture, share it in your Instagram page. I believe everyone have an Instagram handle. That way it will reach to many people. Advertisement is bad, and the last one is I used to go to pop-up stores so that I will connect with many other people, and through that I learn a lot as well. Yeah.
Do you plan on taking up any jewelry designing courses or not?
I think that I believe that everyone has a talent, and when it comes from God, when it comes from above, we don't need any. I think we don't need any trainings or no.
So it's God's given talent that pushes her to create more designs, and pieces which are different from everyone else. Last question: if there is anyone in the crowd, what is the one advice that you would give them to enter into the jewelry making industry?
Jewelry industry kang expand as ba one tips ji kang makazunaro. Well, no, I'm not that selfish. I make a piece, I come up with a design, and I see that product from the customer perspective, point of view. That's why if I fall in love with that product, if I like that product, then only I sell. So that's the little secret. Sir, quality nong kanganang tumo ang team because jewelry nong ama nongbo jewelry designing ama direct skin lang sir na. Daji carbo allergy no sir, so you should be like very careful about the product also. That's a competitive asba ma price ja asno ki tachong tiba no ayo no wo, you will get many customer like me.
All right, thank you so much for sharing your story. Can we all give her a big round of applause? Thank you so much, Tuba. Our next guest is Dr. Akum Tushi. He is the CEO, founder of Satsang Enterprise. Video clip will be showed now. Yeah. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the show. Chocolate karan johara madang kamdar niya. Dr. Akum has completed his PhD from Nagaland University, and like I've mentioned, he is the founder of Satsang Enterprise. Before we go into the questions and anything, I would want you to please explain to everyone here what is Satsang Enterprise and what do you do there, and where is it?
Hello. Thank you, ABAM, for the opportunity. Myself, Akum, I am one of the co-founder of Satsang Enterprise. So at Satsang, we just don't do biodegradable. We do a lot of vertical. So biodegradable business enterprise is just one of the components which we have just started recently. And we are doing on the insect-based feed formulation. We are doing on waste management. And we are working on sustainable business agri model. So a few things we do. So that's what we do. So we are most basically not just an enterprise that does business, but we do active research. We are doing research and we patent our technology. So maybe in the next few months, we are going to register 2 of our patent technology against companies. Yeah.
Dr. Akum Noorji kadang more into the technical aspect and research, and also in the science sector. That's it, sort of. That's it. Where is your enterprise based?
Yes. So our enterprise is based at Changtongya. We have a small manufacturing unit. Next month we are increasing our production triple of it. And we have plans to set up our larger manufacturing unit in Dimapur in the next 2 years. So that is our plan. Yeah.
So you produce biodegradable products, right?
Yes. So that is just one vertical. Yes, we do. So other product segments we're going to develop. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. Dr. Akum and his team, they are not just an enterprise, but maybe I can safely say that they're also a research group. That's their. The first question that I would like to ask you is, what inspired you to start your business, the business that you're doing right now, and what motivated you to take a leap towards entrepreneurship along with research?
Okay. Ivaji, easy question, Master. My journey towards entrepreneurship, I knew it when I reached 30 years of age. It took me 30 years to realize where I want to be. So the biggest or the most important crucial point in my life was when I understood the difference between a job and a work. So a job is something that pays you for what you do. You're getting a job for what you're doing something. I'm being paid for moving this chair to here. So that's the job I pay. But work is something that I was born to do, like our fellow speakers have said. They have realized their work. So when I understood the concept of the difference between what is a job and what is a work, and I was finishing my PhD, that was the first crucial question that I asked myself. Lord, what is my work? So as I was lost in that seeking journey of defining myself and finding my work, I realized a lot of things towards my journey. So that's how my calling got into nearer down, and that's where I am now today. Yeah.
I believe whatever business or entrepreneurship that you are doing now is sort of a new venture, especially for a place like Mogokchongna. So I wanted to ask, what is there any specific problem or gap in the market or in the business that you are addressing? Is there a gap in the market?
Business ka sustainability is not just idea that matters the most. But business is a different aspect which many of my friend colleagues will be able to say much more better. So when the concept of citizen enterprise started to develop in our mind, I had a vision, and that vision narrowed down to a broader word called Lenson B, meaning in our we say paving the new way. So what kind of new way can we create for our generation, for our people, that we can have a sustainable livelihood model? So we started narrating so many things, and one was as I was finishing my PhD, I was introduced to a World Economic Forum concept of young entrepreneurs, where I got to meet a person from Indonesia who was doing on this same product on a biodegradable thing. So I said, when we have so much of starch, agri products here, why can we use the same thing to develop the same product here? So that's how we understood that. And by the time 2016, 17, 18, the government of India was banning on plastic. So we decided to say, can we play a part in this area where we can also contribute towards this venture and this movement of the government? That's what we can do. So that was one area that we did it. Another venture which we do is, a lot of people, we eat a lot of meat. We do a lot of, I see a successful butcher here. I really appreciate that in a way that they're doing exceedingly well in the work. But we do a lot of different animal husbandry projects. But there's none in this sector who is developing feeds. I know none in Nagaland. I know there's none here who is developing animal feeds. Animal feeds production will require protein source, we require carbohydrate source, so many things. There's none here. I remember a few ventures in Nagaland, like in Semeni, who are doing, but they cannot develop sustainable business on animal feed. So what can we do? So we started to identify such problems. We do not want to solve a problem on the top level, but we want to go down to the level from basic and how we can start from the basic and solve the issues from there. Yes.
Thank you. Just for the information of everyone, Dr. Akam Asarpar Nuktimia, apart from the enterprises, apart from the business that they are doing, I'll just call it a business for now. Panuki inyak panuya, panuki sige lang mas panupo collaborations sir ay kanang inyak tarna, whether it's research or whether it's their business. Tanga national and international agencies doing panuki, they also try to rope in collaborators and sponsors sort of thing. So I want to ask you to please help our audience here. How can we have collaborations and sponsors or funding agencies to help us? If there is a way, or how can we do it?
Well, the bottom line is connections will take you to places where your education will never take you. You may have all the degrees in you, but if you don't have connections, you'll not go far. When I say connections, it's not about Rishta connection, your politician connection. It's not about those things. But it is places like here, how we meet people. It's how I meet Sir. It's how I meet our friend here, Butcher. It's how I meet. So it is that connections that will take you to places where your degrees and your favoritism will never take you places. One of that we do is we are not very much fancy or present in Facebook and Insta pages. We don't have that. we are just trying to build slowly, but we try to make our presence more on circles of people where we know how to meet people there. So we publish our work in different journals, and there we meet people. For instance, we met, just one was a group of investors from the US, from the Cambridge. We published in a page, on a blog page, and they saw that page, and they said, wow, we want to help these people. And they said, they contacted us over mail and said, we would like to be a partner in your journey in this your enterprise development. Over the last 1 year, this group of investor group have invested over 50 lakhs just in the business. And they are willing to invest double of the money next 2-3 years. And nobody told me about them. It's just how they identify you. So one tip I would like to let our people know is this. All of us are into different social media pages, but how do you use it? Do you just use it just to see unnecessary stuff, or do you use it for the right purpose, for the right platform, and people will just see you? The world is just open for you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Connections will take you to places where education will not. Kindly note that. Thank you so much, Akam, for being a part of this. Can you all give him a round of applause? Before I invite the next guest, here is an information. Bible B, nung participant na sirdam, Group B. Participants of Bible B competition, you are requested to go to the convent hall. Group B participants, if you are here, or if there's anyone who knows the participant of Group B, you are kindly asked to go to the hall for the event. Okay, our next guest is Mr. Damjan Jamir. We have a musician now. I'd like to welcome him on stage and also his video. We don't have a video? Yeah. Okay. I'll just give a very brief introduction of Tamchen, or maybe he can give it himself also. But he's a musician, and currently he's the coordinator of the Kohima Institute of Music, and Tamchen is based in Kohima. Yeah. So before I ask you any question, since we don't have a video, na nang citat segas dok audience tang asinong da. Where have you worked?
All right. Tamasat Saram Tinanga Sanger, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm privileged enough to sit here and share my success story, but I see lots of young people whose story is still left to be shared, and I believe in the days to come, people will look and learn from your success stories as well. So as I sit here, I'm praying for all of you. My name is Tamjin Jamber, and see, we wanted high quality video, so it was around 3 GB, so that's the reason maybe it's not able to play, but it's okay. I started music in the year 1998, and part of my life was, I grew up in around where there were a lot of music going around. That's where my grandfather, he was playing a little bit of harmonium as well. So I grew up with that influence, and my breakthrough came in 2000. I believe. I had to work very hard, and since I was involved in a band, all right, called OFF, and we were the first band from Nagaland to win the National Hornbill Contest in 2009. And since I have to talk with music industry, we were privileged enough. There were not so much of social media handle and all the stuffs. So we were unfortunate enough. We had talent, I cannot deny that, because even me, I was practicing for 8 to 10 hours in a day, all right? I had to toil, I have to work very hard. And so it took me around 10 years. Iba breakthrough ang uzabaji. And once I was there, we were fortunate enough, since we were the first band, our fees were from 30 to 50,000 upwards, and we played more than 100 shows. And just imagine the amount of, the fees that we were getting. And then most of the time, I was not born again. So I had, all the finance, all the money was just down the drain. The takeaway from this is, young people, educational system, finance, you have to be very careful with how you manage your finance. You have to be really educated. The takeaway is that, imagine just 15 years back, if I just had an amount of 5,000 to 7,000 per month, I would be sitting here maybe 1 CR, right? So that's the takeaway. For me, that's done. It's down the drain. It's gone down the drain. Yeah, you want to? Okay, yeah, just start with the question.
Okay, so no worry, one of I kind of experience, especially in the music industry. Sir, what music do you play?
Initially, I was playing guitar, and I studied composition for 7 long years.
Composition.
So
Okay.
we'll come up later. Come to that.
Yeah, guitar and composition. He's now the coordinator of a music institute in Kohima. So you have built your career around music. So I want to ask, how lucrative is music as a career in Nagaland?
So I don't know why the finance part is always on me. It's not just an emotional decision. Music career, it doesn't work like that. Ashiva Maji, once I was done with my part, my best friend was my vocalist as well, Luigi Zitir. Unfortunately, he passed away. And so after that, I was, what should I do, I was always interested in music education as well. So in order to, I was just, I'll take what Ms. Imkong just had said. You have to cry, but still do it. You have to love, but still do it. So school kalabok na liya, so I was teaching kids on and off. Tas lang ji parnok London nung parnok education company ka rolia RSL the sir rock school. Sir parnok the natural the sir parnok iba syllabus launch na liya. So with the initiative, we launched the syllabus. That's our 2012 nui Tilzakaro Kohima Institute of Music. Being in the music industry, it's a very unending demand, and as no talent that nisong ay kalir saka most of you won't be able to survive that. I'm being honest here. That's sir, you have to toil, you have to work very hard. That's no. Niaji music teacher ka sinarabala. Again, I have to study the sir. I had to, my mentor was a Korean US, Donald Trump, straight to the face, and 7 years when I was learning with him, not even forget about 1 minute, second, there like late masipa. So he was that kind of people. So I learned a lot from that person, and I'm grateful for that. Not forgetting very important, there are 4 things you have to be your support system. First is your Sangam, your God. Second is your spouse and your children. Third is your parents, your siblings, and your in-laws. And the fourth one is your friends, who tells you that before your mom and dad tells you, na iba nung chungorja, na imranga, because I'm sure I was that case as well. Iba jilir, and 7 years I studied, and just like what Miss Imkong has said, there were times I had to sit in front of my laptop and compose orchestral music, that is like composing for more than 30 instruments. And I had to sit straight for 2 days as well. You know, there were assignments when we had to complete 55 piano pieces in just 4 days. So hardship, you know, I was in the desert for a very long time, 7 long years. And I had a family as well. My wife was working like she was posted in Paran as well. So it was a difficult job, but with the grace of God, I did it. So the takeaway is, especially in the music industry, if you have to stay in the top, because it's an unending demand. Once you are not part of it, and then, like I've said, your success doesn't guarantee the financial income as well, especially in the music industry. Maybe people may look up to you as a very good guitarist or a singer or a keyboardist, but you may be the one with no income at all, you know. So it's a very difficult job, and you have to stay really fit, you know. You have to stay really fit, keep your, take good care of yourself. Yeah.
Okay, music industry, you just not have to be a good musician, but you have to be a really hardworking person. Along with that, good health and perseverance, maybe, yeah. Ito majak tissue ko ajina. That's the Nagaland, while looking at Nagaland, that's the asnok music industry, akidang nungi udang tangjibo. I think it's growing. As no music schools no wara ay kadang it's growing, and you being a coordinator of a music institute, naya asnok nisong nungi music nung changrabay nangji achidider machidider, and do you see any setbacks or asnok nisong urge music industry nung ainziba damaji? What do you see in them?
With our people?
Yeah, with our people.
Okay. Kumai, you're talking about the career, right?
Yeah, music as a career, yeah.
As a career, okay. You cannot take emotional decision just because some of the fantastic singer from Delhi I was just blown away, all right? Or I'm sitting with Reverend Frederick, I'm shivering, but I cannot take my emotional decision that I need to be, an actor. You have to be very careful with what you choose. Music career, you have to find the right mentor. Tanas and classical performance layer, contemporary layer. You can be a performer, you can be a music director. Feel like career, and then you can be a sound engineer, lights, truss, career. So you have to find the right mentor. Coming back to our own people, in fact, music education, as far as I remember, I'm the only one, as far as I remember. What I see in young contemporary parents are, they're very open now. Doesn't mean that they want their kids to be full-time musician, but they see that music as a source of inspiration that opens up their creative mind, and that keeps them busy, to be honest. Tanasang social media world, or the parents are really aware of what is going around with their kids and all. So music class to do away with all the stuff, social media to do away with that. Our 80% of our students in 10 years we had trained around nearly 2,500 students around that one. Saka Yangji is just 10-15% as an hour. And then we are not into classical music. That's the downside. asnok ji udang popular culture nong ka involved there, and when we are not truly rooted in classical music or the basic foundation of music, asnok ki asnok au kan ai clear sakaji, we don't find any relationship with that. Asnok tangar ni song Kohima nong Mr. Pekere nong reprang, we did a lot of capacity building program in different districts as well. Notation masayong parnok ushi kang chong sialer. When they're strong in that, music connection jo dang aro toker. Saka asnok ji iba ji maliba ge musician ji, Mr. Music student ji ai kamalia de asnok award.
Thank you so much. Nai nindang experience dungi whatever takeaways akatsuko kadang pelara. Can we all give him a round of applause? We have last 3 guests. So, anodang, changarmadang, angadang, mandaksiner. Our next guest is Mr. R. Nokranglong. He is an architect, a young architect. I'd like to welcome him on stage.
My name is Nokranglong Jr. and I'm an architect. Born and raised in Kohima, now settled in Dimapur. I lead an architectural design firm called Grit & Co. At Grit & Co, we design more than just buildings. We create spaces where people can live, work, learn and connect. Whether it's a home, a school, a cafe or a church, our designs are centered on people and the way they experience life within those spaces. Architectural practice demands creativity, but for me it goes beyond that. It's about understanding human behavior, how people interact with their environment, how they connect with each other. So each project is an opportunity for us to learn not just about the structure, but about the people who will inhabit it. Our work often begins on a computer, developing concepts and creating 3D models. But what's equally important is the time we spend on site, understanding the landscape and listening to our clients. What really drives me is the belief that architecture isn't just about buildings, it's about the memories that it creates. It shapes the way we remember our homes, our schools, our neighborhood. It's the quiet moments by the fireplace, in these spaces where communities grow together. Architecture to me is a way to foster growth and connection in the communities we design for. At Grit & Co, we don't just build structures, we help build lives, memories, and a sense of belonging. Thank you.
Hello, Nograng.
Thank you.
So Nograng here is an architect and Grit & Go, that's our architectural designing firm based in Dimapur. Earlier, I will just straight away ask some questions to him in his field. So my first question to you would be, what advice or tips would you give to students or anyone who have just started architecture as a or to young professionals who are just starting their architectural careers?
Okay. Before I answer that, I thank God for this opportunity, and I thank ABAM organizing committee for including me in this panel. I'm deeply humbled actually to be in front of to be in with the panels here this afternoon. I've been taking a lot of notes about their stories. I hope we have been inspired and have been taking notes as well. As a young professional, even I had a lot of struggles, and there's a quote, we all watch Instagram and all that, so there's a quote that I saw in Instagram, and it says that I don't give advices to people because I know a lot or I'm smart, but I give advices to people so that they don't make the same mistakes that I did. So beginning with that, there are two things that I keep telling my interns or young professionals that join the firm. And I've been taking a lot of interns over the past 8 years that I've been practicing, and they come from a variety of colleges across India. And it's so interesting to see how each one is very different in their approach on how they take architecture. And there are two types of people. There's one who are very complacent. They don't like to do a lot of things. They complain a lot. They did not teach me in college all of these things, and they wouldn't want to learn stuff, and they have a negative energy, and it's a different feeling. There's another group of people, and these people, they know even better than me in terms of technical knowledge or in terms of just dealing with architecture in general. And I learn a lot from them. So I keep asking them about this question, and I would like to ask this question to our youth here this morning, evening, afternoon as well, that there are two categories of people, and I feel this is applicable in a lot of other fields as well. Which category do you fall in? Are you the complacent one, or are you the one driven with energy and ready to learn anything? So, beginning with that, as I started my career, it's one of our panelists also mentioned that networking is very important, and without networking, you cannot do a lot of things. And I agree with that 100%. I did not have a lot of clients back then. I knew one person, and that person, he told me that he wants to construct a house, and I went to him. And I was a very introverted person. I did not have a lot of confidence in my own speech or what I did. So I went to him. The first meeting, we had a sitting for 2 hours. And that for 2 hours, we were talking about architecture and building, and it was so inspiring to hear from him, to learn what he had to say, and he was listening to me as well. So that client was a very close friend of mine, and I did not get paid much for that project. But what happened with that project was he really liked the design. He felt in love with the design that, in the future, in the coming 2 months, 2 years, he gave me 7 other projects through his network, through his contacts. And he was in the police department, so I got a lot of projects through him. So my conclusion from this is that initially we might not have a lot of people that we know, or we might not get a lot of clients, but then it's the one person that you can find. And that person, you have to inspire that person, deliver the best at your capacity that you can do. And through him, talking to him for meetings and meetings, it developed my confidence in the way I talk about architecture and just in life in general. And that was how I started initially. Networking, it builds like that. Right now, I wouldn't say we have an Instagram profile or a website even, but then our works have been just through word to mouth. It has been through the networking that has been developed over time. I think we can go with that, yeah.
Yeah, asinok ni song ba si dine ki ka si da sino architecture ha ani arudi da ji ai pansa masiles na ki no wara sidangya we did not know who was an architect was, but in the recent years it's becoming popular among our people also. How do you see architecture evolving in the next decade, particularly with advancement in technology and also the environmental concerns and everything? Where do you see architecture in the next few decades?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. It's something that I have always been keeping a very close eye to. That is how we evolved, keeping in mind technology and the environment. And these three are very well connected. And if I have to say about growth in terms of how we evolve, see, growth is inevitable. We all have to grow, and we have grown to some extent to be here at this present generation as well. And if we have to look at in our present generation, we may notice a lot of cultural influence, and that cultural influence is seen in architecture as well, in the buildings that we build. So I feel it goes back to our mindset and how we are at this point. We have the Western influence, we have Asian influence, maybe the Japanese, the Korean, and the way we are influenced in our lifestyle or in our culture, it's replicated in the way we build houses as well. Where did all the glass and where did all the modern architecture come from? It's through the mindset of the people, and that evolves over time. And that growth is in our control. we have had a lot of speakers earlier as well who have been talking about being rooted to our culture. And architecture is one important factor which can help us stay rooted as well. It helps the memories that we have, everything that we have, it's on architecture. And there are two important factors that is going to affect our evolution in architecture in the coming years. And it's not in just architecture, it will be affecting our other fields as well, professional fields. And one important factor is the advancement in technology. When it comes to our business, it's new materials, new technologies in terms of construction processes. There's one other important factor that I would like to stress on, and that is artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence is something that we talk about usually, but then do we feel that we are being controlled by artificial intelligence right now? Maybe not. But then, is it present in our lives right now? I would say absolutely it's present in our lives right now. It's just we're not aware of it. I'll give an example of how I experienced this. A client came to me and she wanted an interior design of a residence. So maybe it's an open house, and she just told me, I want furniture here, I want a window here, and all that details. And it was a very blank room. And she gave me the design there. But along with that, she also gave me a photo. And that photo had whatever she wanted. And I was confused. I was like, you want me to design that, and how do you have a photo of what you want? And that was what AI generated for her. And she just had to type in her computer an app that she had to take a photo of the place, and then she had to just say, I want sofa here, I want a bed here, I want a window and a curtains this way. And AI generated that for her in seconds, which would have taken me at least a couple of weeks to design. So that's one instance how AI is part of us already. We know ChatGPT and all those things are happening. Can we be scared about AI? Maybe. But am I scared? I mean, maybe not. But AI is already part of us. We should know how to work along with AI. That's one technological advancement that is very crucial to all of us. And for me, what differentiates AI and an architect would be being from a region. I am culturally aligned. I'm stick to this region, so AI will not be able to understand that. So what projects that we do, we try to bring in the local context. When I say context, it means climate, the culture, the people, and all of those things. So when you ask me the question about the future of architecture, I would say that it's aligned towards sustainable architecture, and that is where we are trying to work as well. Not just bringing in random modern stuff into our work, but understanding the people, understanding the culture, understanding how we can grow consciously. And that principle applies in every kind of profession, and it's not just in architecture, to be able to stay rooted using some traditional techniques or in however we want. So green architecture, sustainable design is what we are looking for, and that will be a competition that we have to fight with AI in the coming days. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us, Kadang Pilar. If anyone has any question, kindly do meet him after this session. Let's please give him a round of applause. Our next guest is Mr. Chuba, who is an actor, and I believe everyone knows him. I would like to welcome him on stage, Mr. Chuba.
Production do azula. Ito kan kini midi luisi babe aze. Dijo ke product ko ni midi luina rakha aze. Ito kamfu samfu chana brana. STD aro HIV brana na baje bude.
Pailang introduction ya buki jam makatsili ne. So thank you for being here. Chuba jasno ki And today is a very good opportunity to ask him some questions with regard to the field that he is in. So, my first question, what is the biggest challenge that you have faced as a young actor in the entertainment industry? Several idam challenges our
question reply magazine tamasa changam tananga sanger asa apam nang kangadang pilaba mata doctor oda ya program nong ya maya tananga msiza mongwa ga sabat makangang pilar ya malaman tang ya tatsanga nukshiba ya kanga mata tsa cameraman ya cha tsalin ta kanga close masan wa jongzi chama ga iza ta nongbo ya kanga mujung ja ja law ya pak 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 da saka imalaman tang ya trabu zing zing ai de但是我大国那些你乌金边个，嘛是 script 不是哩，什么伊哩啊，那个不，因为来金边甚至嘛是啥个我da多录几家路点，一点子，那么啥得不是？biggest challenge every day our as an actor, 他们是 acting 最那是当那个米是刚刚saksak个了，而且当acting nong join mas dang nakamis movie ta chen dwa chi dang aya ta men zi ba do ta ima lo do feel sa li ba ta har dreams nong join sir nakamis do ekas za do ta iba mamang nong je chimbi zi ba ya udang anga zi bo cha ta jongwa si zi la crowd ya ta ima le kang difficult ha ro to me example to me da nong tanga zi ma jong apni ta ima la je ima la udang ter changes no je iba nong ja difficult la sir ta sir as an actor, industry, asal nakalin nung iba film industry, tas entertainment industry ya kangatasan. Tas kali acting nang asal mas tangan nung buya actor, darbang script agasal acting asal, painang role tamber bo wadoksa. Yagi bo actor comes, sweeper comes, sound in charge comes, makeup artist comes. Aja kasih lah, kinang scene temer je tarik kepada je, ya perusahaan untuk sang dah pet tahu untuk sezaji dong, ta ima lajak je face horror, ta ser anu shooting asal nang kanga tim temer untuk YouTube video ya, tim baga awing tim nang yang ta production dilaju do kiong orang taha, ta misi je do action dah har tailuk nang sebab mau nung car electric rendah ta maris anens.但是呢，但是个action，但是当看让得不是就我给当个，但因为啦challenge刚刚face hour，这个一把把 feel 就你讲了就我的阿家就国得到我，阿就阿家就怎么你也一把讲个国得到我 ，thank you。
Okay, Sir Bangla na actor ako mzibaya. What inspired you to become an actor?
By chance actor kan ba? Oda inspire da sebagai kerja pala kembali saka oda ni iba nungya orang ke utsa da saka share sender. Oda orang Dinesh mabang nung aintang education nung kang atam nung makasa kamni. Tasar class tera na pen fail serang pasasa. Ta sir iba sa education nung tumulong makas udang activity tanga-tanga udang makisa jak agitang ni kamfu agitang freestyle kurang do hamra ajak nung yidang ta sir iba sa music ka nga changla li haji dam ajak to aki ta sir kan bo depression ya dok at nya ya kerja makam se ali mai kerja maro dai malaja film alia saka mabangam ni kamjiwa madong ko saka unok awim din nung revival lalidang counselor dam house visitation aro dang o kibonga dam sar dam zidang pai sar dam zakar silen at na sing tajongwa ga zalia aji jonga am xiang da ashi ta nong konbo toluk nong je kosin makaro sing aga zer ki ji komba jonga am shi zibada ta ida idam do film study sa ta ali dang trim san limin nong do 2011 nong join us ta sa ibasilan to idam akyaru bado ni aji sangam lang kang apun la baje ni education nong success ham moga yage sangami nya ke chenjang ga yage aru dak sa badam kang anang pelar ta sa acting nong ano tali sa team madam baje tanwar sanang akipata aki ali ba do tang bo acting nong dakar Kung fu nunga akialir, music nunga orang tam der, dance ta nunga orang itu der, jadi sengam ta nunga sangar, ya.
Naji tang jibuni nang acting, you are known for your acting. Na ajagi na acting ji pelar jangan demar prangar. But for you, na temana acting jidang sister, are you also interested to explore other fields in the industry? Director, mas nungar producer, nungar mala kamzu baji tichangraba nungar kejalir mali.
Tang dashibo idum je keja film mali. Saka udang arogo karibo drama udang hayong go to das nang udang year azangali nang year udang stage play no performance zaba mamnu udang story ato ko panok direction sa da year saka uda taurus nong uda tamangye acting masudit mok tong akam dang bo direction na sen de zi producer langai ma da ja sen de zi da ji uda sa de mali ji.
My last question to you. Yangi lanurdam acting changra linunga, would you encourage them to become actor and be in the entertainment industry? Na panokji achong sila to be in the entertainment industry.
Lanur nang jemaro nang ni ta sakajide oda ni dreams diu nong join sir ni odang first role lang uba masabang odang first experience asabay nang ta first book kang ha nervous jalya ha kinang first performance Greenwood Higher Secondary School nong les ta sa kinang dialogue chat ni thang da jim nang nong le machi skutik ta chak chulali pum putani sina tri state asero iba dialogue je hapta na buji ta iba ba ta sir iba selen first iba mamong nong senang uba je 1,500 kinang income ta sir kangapen la agizak ta sir aja pagi nong nang tira ta sir asadang ta je ni odai shin ba je film industry masamang entertainment industry ya asnuk nagali nong tasen Manipur Assam ya kanga advance wo Assam 100 years ta tenugo film industry no saka ulang tumulong tila ulang tang upcoming actor dem tanda sang platform ta jong ai ga ler nunuki professional anu aki nanungbo NST National School of Drama no nga were nunuki aki datse asunok nakanangra udan ni sungi siga bo NST nung graduate sir alir dem alir ta sir tanda sang Mumbai udang Bollywood hang web series Amazon Netflix nora ai ga do notice ya ra web series do Bollywood nor movie shoot aser ta dang je udang asunok naganang local lecturer opportunity ka ngangor ta idam je chance ta jong ai ga roz baler ta je udang no ga tumulong mi lai inyak se actor je agamza da nongbo no ninang passion har dedication je ka nga agasizla ta sir anu ka advice asanu aja ka woni atna ta asbaje ni langashin na baje asanu our tembalin shizba point kana shiner asanu gossip sedapa udang tetsutu nung yan udang asanu udang lanur mahang masabang nakmaramba jealous iba ba ang dukte ya libay ga asunok tangarkin mabushir taji asunok sempat akasar ay gal yo sangami sempat akasar ay gal dia asunok saka khati ka encourage masaba dugi asunok tajak leni murder taji gossip asaba jealousy imala ajak chi andokor khati ka yari dia rongma tasar no kiji wadang nong yak dia ga sangam tamas daksang sangam mataner bang na kopi ga dunonga atsa lotaksiz taji iba advice ni lanu na magazine. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mr. Chubaji, ground favorite Asizalizana. Of course, he's Nagaland's favorite, Naja. We have last two guests. I would like to welcome Mr. Imulangba on stage. Mr. Imulangba ya entrepreneur kalir, aser baya ku mechiper kalir. Napay ng video, as nagita tsakar prangde. I will just continue with the questions. Asnuk mapanga udar. Imulang baya ku mechiber kalir, aser ba artang wart nungalir, aser ba lungsa. Lungsa nungalir. Ta ni udang padang questions kana senang di pa inang alunung jagi. What inspired you to become a hairdresser? What inspired you as how did you get into this business? Business
okay. Tamasa Tangamnantan Sangazer Asar Iba Program non Katanang Amshiba Sushi Kanang Pala Asar Kumachipa no Kutasa inspires us. Nima bangta langa mission work nong inagalesa. Yit with the mission waywam. Aje lonavlasa Mumbai pes nong nyenji inagalesa. Tas na kum ay kalidang 6 months outreach nong sa ali. Iba ba mabang orphanage asa old age home ya ay kasa samaja. Iba ba mabang je Unuki Panok Asuji Star Sadam Zedder, Masirabangla counseling Akatzedder, Shirang Badam Anapalo, Kumununga, Zitikozer, Teacher, the Materi, Tupur Motupuri, Tasasa, Saka, Tisdanza, Ribangdanga down, Teacher at Tupur Ajakji, Kukasa, Michibardang Lesaja, that's no Teacher, Asir Tupurja, Pa Tichak, Asir Patukok, Yariji, Pa Ship, Michip Latas Baja, Lancer. Ni ibaba gross expose salon aji Mumbai nongler ibaba nongje ni training akya tasar youth with the mission nong outreach piong ni ibaba apply sa tasa aro tasar ni barber as a mission tasar tanzak ibaba ya orphanage home asar old age nongje ajak tasar lenima wadam shiangadam asoshin ni idim di angati mechipsa sinza Tasa Tangari Nuklanga Agno ni 70 rupees, Tangari 70 rupees and ni 50 rupees, Tasa ni Inaka Aruza, Ta Yamaja Asabayong, Termini Kanadam Waza, Asa Termi Mozabayong ni Pashilam Shidak Akaza, Asa Pashilam Akazer Tanam Bajagi ni Usat Alizas no ni Aliza, Masirabangla Tim Dimarija Ritz, Tasaba.
Very inspiring. Asunok our dasidine, Mr. Asunok Nakanongorji, Kumachiber, na Yabu I Kamali. Dasibro Kumachibiao Noa, Asunuki, Samarnam Nanko to Machip Taksinerna, I Kadia, especially guys, not to boredom Kumachip Tango, Asunok local Nisongo Master Marang Pushao Nerna, Imagia Sedang. Na iba industry nung dia lier na kumichiba nungji na iba nungji lier nungji what are the challenges that you face na team to maserbangla nang ni tanga shiba ma do na customers nungor pushidang na iba ma item challenges ji kuma akukar cook the tower item ji share asinungoda
acha challenges das tanje yegelir aiga mandang aliza aiga lir zasidi saka aiga di mandang che minaki tsupo to tsupo means society tsupo musra bangla khadi pilma government job ni beyond chukito gadang asnung tasra ajegi ipabaja sa pusher asir nadak alibas simbat asir manangja underestimate asirja tas no government job yegili ajegi beyond chukito adma aplas nunga kana dang usa singay mangus asir ni nang simbaji mamati dang na samadakza anungje society Muslim Buba challenges nisong ay gadi inakner saka excuses ay gapana as rungsen as atmay kanga chimberna rungsen katang sabanong chaktaka sin ishiga pandana na inak tasba ay gadi ibaba tos chitamar saka Muslim challenges rungsen aje nyesusha kasai ajidanga saraja rungsen je abitim shin trusum traga no shibaje shipa tra pandana pa aiga kamja tashi ano nya yamaje ishiga pandana tasar equip ji ali kangadang tasak asno ji jinjang tas kumujib je mashi kenjegi majib lamasa training agiran je yamaje sayos no je kenji ta jong asar tjum kumujib dang je ku split magam dak tsa su shi kenji ji sa amshi unu asa ajam ji no yamaje ali ji sinta saknan dar no je ishi she pundana ta sarsa ali amshi tasba rungsin kadang sba no mezum buba challenges aro second je circle friends numatamre na tu tsasa as ludak tsa positive chimbers masa negative chimber tasba kata khamnga negative chimber aga lesa positive chimber aga lesa ni hinani ministry tasar ministry galo no yongji ni members talang aro inak yong aro tang tashi asar mabanga at na yamas no majungza promote sezina tasar players ka atoga flyers tasar langa video tasar clips yang no tasar aje media ajang expose sa ibaslenji ni changar dama inakawa tasno mutumar important circle of friends mutumre pusha samas dasba asa mutumre jegi na kudasa lutak charsa positive chimbers and negative chimbers circle of friends ka tondi pang tasba jika tasar society ni bu kumujib rogadang kujasi ni education magas na ni kumujib janshimde ha saga nisong aiga ni kumujib na ni kumujib na tatashi ja amchuje tangama ba aiga lewde ni zingar sir ni dang kumujib bana tasba society kjibilimza tasba PMA tamar sir ni kudang mujib na tasban emaja bilimba aiga society no tasar number puzubo challenge patience tasar endurance commitment and time ibaba nanji kanga struggle sir asar tang say suppose example Ardang knowledge, ardang ning tisapang ato no aji tas lang ada aja aji tas itu aji angasir sih noktak deh hai confident ada mana Ajita shitua na hello yes thank you ajita shitua ni machipsa aitsa kitunga lidang ano kasa semdes sabang jeksa ajarja pelema alol dang ano kasa aja saka ni commitment aja power as a mission das noje ni mutuner ni los as kerja sa tangari 100 agira ni 7 years noje ni apto noje tu fear je saka ni los asa ni business atuzuba ji masa saka ni kudasa alima surface tasba ni tangata ba no tunzaka snonje ni aji award tasar alima ji surface tasba tasar timing kamaji balang kade ja tangsa rong tasar timing manage as nyesu tasak na tasar patient ji kanan da kras nonje challenges ibaba nonje sa ajura langa Abdul Kalam me asibay nang na michanga pumbang anguba na michanga amuba babaji pumbang masa dasher saka kupagin na mamachang nakcha ibabaji ninang mandang asar ibabaji ninang pumbang adasa tas noje kupagin na tip matum takcha kupa agin na ap michang takcha na kupagin na restless kim takcha ibabaji na asyang asar ibabaji na amjimrang tas ba ibabaji ayon sakar.
Thank you so much. Tamjingbaji, Sangram Angatater, Sangram Matater, Tenzakpa Nabua, Aserpa, in the Utsa, Jangaji Ashnugi Mutuguna, the Kangadang Blur. Thank you so much for joining us. Anukandi. Our last guest, Dasidi, Akala Ayum, she is also an entrepreneur, Daserpa Food and Gathering Business Nongler. I would like to welcome her on stage.
I love you, Lord. Oh, your mercy never fails me. And all my days, I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
I will cut the clip short. That's our interview since we are running a little way ahead of time. Thank you for joining us. Akalaya entrepreneur ka. That's our Sayubama food and gathering business nongler. That's our Dimapur nong based. Pa Laya Wamakan sir. That's our Patumpukri Arkunung ilir. Taudang. I'll just straight away ask you a question. Na tanur ditsikha na dasar ni nang business nangja mom's kitchen na lir na. So I wanted to ask, how do you balance your personal life? Na how as a mother, how do you balance your personal life with the responsibilities of running a business?
Tamasa iba maungka kadak malang liaka ang ubada makanang belar asar sangam tenang sangar titsiga ji udang idagi bu titsi waigo malizi saka responsibilities ay kadang lir asar number 1 ji time management asunugi mabangku ma amshir ni udang ke takam nangata lukpa ni inyak pa kar dang shiner ni akuk pa da shini asamba ji nong saka sar sanam jemrangar asar ibaslen breakfast cheer glen imyagi timabonong bungubachi ning ibu asamata pazning ibu wholesale market labor das je ni dang ji logi kinongbo kana de logi shopping sir ador da sir kinang glaini bungubachi nong misher bang bungubachi na azamrangar tenapachi nong misher bang tenapachi nong agazamrangar da time ji kija limit kami yoi iba machi manage azamrangar asir ano tangbo tanor ta income go saka tanor di las danga parnok listen pushitz masirabang family outing idem ja kinombo kana di idem time adjustment ja asizamranger asir kinombo kana staff asam ta shiwaler das nong parnok ja kangambo paladakcha anir sinner tasir ni anogonang kanbo ni laishiba tugong ga wozanga aji sar sidam zamranger anong ji idem time management je asinok tak tuloga kadaler
Tang video nung ang ubado nunug inang chitam jikanga nang famous that's energy the most demanded item jipar nung inang chitam lir sa nunug Dimapur nung alir that's Dimapur nung ji chitam atam jiba dama raw materials ji ang uzi ji source as ji melar memela aser udang what are the challenges that you face in your food and gathering business
chitam ji kanang tung dibanga asunok Dimapur nang alir demi dashide kanang sabu ajer aser idem je yung
chidam arak siba da mado yong nang dagar ta sunong iba je kinang father in law e tuli nang iber ni yokor ta sir chidam du ba do kidang mali je jogo business inyagaram karbi sir sa dor na timabur no witness ti bazar no tanga market no ni mata malia saga witness ti bazar no sa dor je iba mabang do parnok tang booking sayor ta sir idam je agizgalier chidam do ni bo mas sa kinong boi ka jongalen ne ni bo miyak de der sa behind the scene jo kinang kinong boler ta se je pai ka nang chungwa ra kar idam je ayokor da sir ne bodom ya ka sabo je
tanging ilanordam shibai mitat carbo food and gathering business nung di changra alizina daw lanordam food and gathering business nung changra lir dam adama naya kichi tips or advice akatsiz
nya kanang tanur sedang kiwa baler chi sura ma sidang kiwa kamyani ta sir iba ma bangdo tangbo je merjang ai ga jinjanga kanggambo nia sir unok ti mi sur jwa chung dak sir da idma jak chi tsingermi na kachinang tia jalir iba je food industry nang nang masnuwa nai tamasaji sir sidma gizak tak tsiner uzu tanur ano teenager danga saka tanubu sangi pa every Sunday chogo kamana wa baro bachita shi fasting ager aji kiji adam ager das no pa nakchidong galer asri ba adam aji ager das no asno achak tak jalamer sar sadam ya kanang tongdibang das no asno sar sadam ma bi simbeji dama bushizla das food industry no ji telam sa ai gadang ler car restaurant ali za gok asir cloud kitchen nia cloud kitchen dang ler asir catering asir an food vendors tam tang stall la bolir on wa stall la bolir go das no ni bo cloud kitchen ji do dang ni cloud kitchen ni dang ji dang ta za shiner cloud kitchen ya udang ashizu wo zero investment galer go tadin no bo na cloud kitchen ya zero investment ler ta sir ibaya odang customer de me kodang waiting stangbo aje onwa ti lanang itin pa do waiting catering events palalar idang do no ki advance 50% or say like 50% advance me share da inyakar ta sunong ji nagat nong rusun malinwa odang cloud kitchen ka caterer ga asju odang nai agopts da yemla asir ano mishi simbaga iba dama food catering industry nang tinok sabaje documents card nang dagar aji trade license asir ano food safety license idam annaji kanga tong di bangsa
thank you la session tamarkalan asnok da na lidza anong ja no tasung dang ba ali nong bo session tamarkalan porno achak achura ibaji asung dang dak tsiner thank you so much round of applause for her asnok ka talanga dang menuko saka iba talanga menbaya ama chokma sedani amangar taneng ya asnok tan lanur third da shiarur parno ginang otsidam do kangadang tumulong khungshi jisa aser kangamranga inyakpa aser pi simpet achidida inyak titerdaminang ngugwa jina very inspiring amangar asnok jogo next 3 years nungji masar next 6 years no asnok conference alidang takok utsiji thirdang mas mitsimmer na jugula kubanga mishimi ali jesa lanurdum ai kha takuk nungna awji bajas nuki imladi thank you to all the resource persons for joining us thank you for sharing your stories with us and for inspiring us we wish you nothing but the best for your future endeavors may God bless you all
hello Asalala gana pala nai iba sanong adama parok participants then achurupa chambia yakuo gana pala nai mabanga katsaba then kalemi ano asunok yangi aliar ajak achungmo so lanor thar aliba yangi nunok adama ABAM Youth Ministry kaja magaze da nunok business adama chambi zaza saka nunok nambo salagaze amasa nunok kang timba ar ama yahe 나서도 사가 신도바지 강하다 불라라 nunok takam, nunok mapa, aserbo nunok changra liba agi lanur dam aiga nunuki influence zogo shibai madat iba ya tamarbo nunok sangsunung anita kar lanur dama priyadang aleza taji iba dinji khalmi yang ABAM Youth Ministry kagadang pelar gono das ba nunok mi pao dang tra rata wang daser ABAM Youth Ministry phungpa dang tra enam jalir anong si ni nunok tazang azang dang nunok yamli filma yang kan aro daksener mesong buba nong temsu clover Tana buba nong imkong nakla. Aserbo ano temsu clover je. Tana ban kana tu dang. Dia metric no fila sa ya. Das is tama sa mo ya. Here. Okay, imkong nakla. Tasam buba nong imkong ba. Asa iba next year, coba lem laki cu aruz. Coba laselen Dr. Akam Tushi. Dr. Akam Tushi selen temjen jamir. Temjen jamir selen nokrang long. Nokrang long selen imkong cuba. Imulang ba iba selen? Iba selen imulang ba? Asa iba selen tatemdong akalaim. Sure kuisa ano arama ataw nanok aliar jaktang ajaki sendeber nanok adama pelajar. Thank you so much.
Hello. Asanok jangar marang mongaro ko tungtibang information ga asanok kimaliar de mea kanga chongarang angang asanok simang nong anibelamer sanong committee board HMB de ber tawnong sendabya 5 to 7 damas saka turk pajinong tanzakti ta lamte to ko anong je race sang stall visit sang asar ani sangzakar turk paji shidak nongaru che medatak che
Ano mabang tatsaka dali daksener yangi donations karm zanga medatak che Mr. and Mrs. Imti Labba rupees 1,000 Mr. and Mrs. Imti Onan Nangsang rupees 5,000 Mrs. Chupasang Latsitir 10,000 Miss Imdison Latsitir 10,000 Mrs. Lanutula Noktir 2,000 Mrs. Mi Lamla Noktir 3,000 Mr. Imti Sangam 3,000 Mr. Bangardamse 1,000 Engineer and Mrs. Nindan Ba Acham 2,000 Mr. and Mrs. Ponan Longkamer 1,000 Miss Akam Inla 1,000 Mr. and Miss Mrs. Yimsim Birong Mr. and Mrs. Yimsim Birong 1,000 Mr. Tatung Nakshi 500 Miss Nakshi Tsangla 1,000 Dr. Yimsung Inla 1,000 Longbok Enterprise 10,000 Mr. Along 3,000 Sangarmi the Tanada Manani Dang Mwajang Anu Manani program nung kataliba ma asunok tau nung tin labanan sa balier apam youth ministry adama asunuki tin la agazza mabang ajak nung maung kangor saka apa impuri arur kalan asunok youth ministry adama tin la agazza ji maung ka iben mangutse anung jasunok ajaki ipaya kangadang opportunity dulwa da pilma sangamdang sara sadama tachung diba nung tin la benar arwaki tin la di da sababa ji shisamer anu yangi letterbox tam mamaidang check sedaksener kichiba sara bangla tungdibang shidi dam ai khadang yang chi nuk chalier tatum nung asnugi kalamidang sara sadamar dang tumbang di Zengermi asun our lanurdum kangadang simbet tajung ai khadang agazerang uba angudang kangadang belara tamasa zengem nam tenang sanga kazedi tanadashi pai tumua tsunungani ba tenang sanga kazaze anu anang takaliba sundunga dama zengermi dang yaryang ni da zengerm nam dang kunang nang sang dudushi akaja sarasa damerdang asunugi tambang di kalami sarsandi uzedang manini dang uchali ba keyboard agam zengerm uba nenam tenang sanga sir dudushi dulu akazera uba unuk dang tajung geja melia ga zengerm sarasa dama daba manai de sengmang tsika kiburiso ipa mung dang mua jadang aruda ki ne denanga sanger zengsang me bonung i tensika kiburiso nai unuk de sengmang tsmua tsedar go zengram yamachi kiburiso nai laita uba de sengmang tsaka dang nai chunga mua tser itma chak ya unuk ga chungma mas saga zengram unuk ki sarasa de maruba zengram nai kiburiso nai uba unuk dang langzba da unuk ki netemua tsesa zengshirani kiburiso netenang kangadang sangrago uzla nurde moba uz awurde moba simbeta jung ai kangudang unugi nenamdang tenang sanga tsera nai parnok manani temalani ajungda amshiang nesenzuang xiang sushi uba nai amshiang nai parnok wadang nong talidang mua changma anula nurdum goina kalir yamachi uba unugi takuk utse kibordagam tsangam angashiba machi uba uzla nurdum nong ya ai kadang aduk takchangni da uba nedang sara sadamer yamachi kibordagam tsangam kuba nuwadang sushi kibongtam kicha dagam demitan laga zugu netenang kangadang sangrago parnok atalidang mua chang sara sadamada ba ma iba mabangdashi nedauchi nong anyogo netenang kangadang sangra uba anu anang takaliba mabang asir sundong nong naidang mua cha ani zeda yimla seda mabang datsga da maunuk sinshia saga neme sinshiba da nalagi unuk nagangda mebisha kunang nang sang dudushi ajak nana magaja sara sadamer sinsuwang shita tinamyong sang amen.
Certain